Welcome to the Steve Show. Today we're going to talk about dreaming big and then finding the small steps you can take right now so you can achieve that dream much quicker. So often I meet people and there's a couple things going on. One, they have a big dream and they're not going for it because they either don't know how to get there or it's just too overwhelming or a number of things happen. The other thing is they're working towards that big dream, but it feels like it's going to take forever. It feels really slow. And what I want to talk about today is how do we actually make that work? Well, a couple things. First thing is when you have a big dream, you want to break it into smaller chunks. It's kind of like having going to the best pizzeria in the world and getting that big pizza, and then is the first thing you're going to do is, are you going to put the whole pizza in your mouth? No, you're going to take one bite at a time. And that's the same thing when we dream. We have to find what are the points that we need to do now to get there. Same thing with driving anywhere. Turn by turn. Your GPS is going to tell you turn here, then turn there. It doesn't tell you all the directions in one sentence and then, okay, there it is. It's step by step by step by step, and you need to do this for yourself. And then everything becomes more achievable. You actually can dream even bigger sometimes because now you know, okay, that's what I want. How do I break that down? Right? And you might be asking yourself, well, I don't even know what steps to take, and I will take care of you, and I'm going to share with you what I do in those cases. But let's even just take a simple thing here, because this is very, very simple stuff. You take your dream, and then you ask yourself this question: when do I want to get there? When? And then once you decide, okay, I want to be there in a year, I want to be there in 6 months, I want to be there in a month, whatever that is, then divide that by what you need to do. So for instance, let's just say 1 year. Then you have 12 months. You have to divide that by 12 then. And you look at what tasks can be divided up, what needs to be done first. So you can look at what am I going to do the first month? What am I going to do the second month? Then actually get a piece of paper and write this out. Okay, the first month I'm going to do this. The second month I'm going to do this. And actually write some plans out. And if you don't know all the steps, we'll talk about that in a second. Then you take that month and divide that into the weeks. What do you need to get done each week? And then if you need to go even smaller, take that week and then divide that into the days, right? So you know what you're going to do. If you're going to work on it 5 days a week, then do that. If you're going to work on it 1 day a week, then you have 4 days that you're going to work on it in the month on average. And then you accomplish what you need to accomplish for that goal to be reached. So however you do it, you got to chunk it down. You got to take one small bite at a time to get there. You know, the same thing if you're running a marathon, it's one step after another step. And you just take those steps. You don't take all the steps at once. You can't. And the same with getting to your goal. Now, what if you're sitting there and you're like, Steve, I don't know the steps? Well, if you don't know the steps, this is where I highly, highly encourage you to get a mentor. And if you don't do that, then definitely read up. Like, what are the things that we need to do? There's other authors out there. There's books written. Find someone that you can get guidance. So whoever has achieved what you want to achieve. And if you're doing something brand new that no one else has done, what are the steps that need to take place to get there? Is there someone that's come close? Is there someone that's done a certain amount of it, but you want to take it one step further? Well, at least get all the education you can from somebody else to get as far as you can, to get as close as you can. And by the time you get to that point where the other person left off, you'll probably know the next step. So sometimes you can embark on a dream and not know every step to get there. And that may be, depending on how big your dream is, you might not know, and things might change halfway through. But the fact is like starting to get the steps. So let's take my book, for example. I wanted to write a book, and I was working on it for several years. And I kind of know what to put into a book, right? I've read enough books. I know that the simple principles, but it's all the intricacies, all the small things that I didn't know because I'm a first-time author. So the thing is, I was working on it for a long time, and I made a commitment to myself that I would finish my book by 2015, by the end of 2015. Well, summertime came for 2015, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 6 months left in the year, and I started to freak out. So knowing that I've gotten mentors before and other things in my life, and it's worked out really well, and it's allowed me to achieve the success that I've had, I decided to start calling other authors that I knew and to ask them how they did it. Well, one of my friends had created a number of best-selling books that he actually decided to start coaching people around books. And I ended up hiring him so he could show me step by step what to do, because my biggest concern was I had built my business to a certain level of success. I was enjoying time with my family. I didn't want my book to start to consume that time that I've given myself a privilege to have. And so he shared with me, he said, okay, Steve, no problem. I got you. I'll tell you what to do every week so you can spend more time with your family and you'll be able to accomplish this. He also helped me create deadlines for Amazon, taught me things around Amazon, how to launch the book, things I didn't know. There's all this extra stuff that I didn't know. Well, about halfway through, too, I was a little freaked out because we had a deadline with Amazon now to launch the book. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think we're going to get this done. So I called him and I said, hey, how are we going to get this done? We're not doing enough. And he said, did you do this and this week like I told you? And I said, yes. He said, then hang up and go play with your kids. And I said, okay, well, if we don't finish, I guess it's on you. And I said, okay, bye. And I hung up. And it was basically, I was still thinking maybe we wouldn't do it. But you know what? I hit it. I finished the book on time. On January 26, 2016, my book hit #1 in 4 countries in 14 categories. I exceeded my dream. I mean, I just wanted to have a book done. I didn't even think about becoming a #1 bestseller that fast. So within a 6-month period of me getting the guidance, and that's why I'm telling you, you've got to put the steps in place. And it becomes that simple. If you know step 1, step 2, and you've been doing this your whole life. Like when you get up in the morning, you know how to get dressed. You know how to brush your teeth. There's steps that go with that. The first time you drove, if you've driven a manual transmission car, you know that when you first look at it, there's like so many things to do. But then as you've done that for years, then it's driving is no problem. You're not even thinking about it. You're on autopilot. Well, this is the same thing. When you want to achieve new things in your life, new dreams, there's going to be things you don't know about, so you got to ask for help. And 2, you've got to make the steps so you can go as big as you want with your dream. I want to encourage you to dream even more. That's one of the biggest thanks that I've been given by people that have come to my programs or watching the Steve show like you are right now. They say, Steve, you allowed me to dream again. And that's so exciting. But then taking that dream and breaking it down into the steps to get there. And your first step might be finding a mentor to help you achieve something that you've never done before. For some of you, you might know what you need to do, but you just didn't write it down. So right now, taking action with this video, I want you to go write down what do you think you need to do. And then where you don't know what to do, go ask for help. Maybe you've got almost all of it, 90% of it. You need that last 10% of help. Then go do it. And I want to know where your questions are. Where are you stuck in achieving your dreams? Let me know. Put it right here. Let us know on Facebook or right here on YouTube or on the blog. Let us know what's going on and ask questions so that we know what to put in our next shows, and so I can explain and help with more. And then go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can have more content just like this. I really hope that you take action with your dream and look for those steps right now. Until next time, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom.